All right, yeah, we're back. We're back here with the league. We got Boy U again. I guess I'll let whatever. I'm Jay. We back here research the geographic league. Um, we're outside this time for reasons, but it's nice. It's nice
Yeah,
out here.
I like this
Um,
background better.
yeah, yeah, me too. Um, so what we talking about today, Boy U?
So I just want to ask you, from your perspective as a current PhD student who's doing research,
Mm-hmm.
where do you think the direction of conservation is headed right now from a scientific perspective? What are people prioritizing in the research, and is that changing?
Hmm. Of course, of course. We can't catch a break. We can't catch a break. Talking about the sound. I'm not sure if y'all can hear it or not. I don't think so. It's not picking up on the mic. So, all right, cool. Anyways, um, where is conservation going from the perspective of scientific research? Is that
Yeah.
so? I think. I mean, I feel like this is easy thing. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my quick and like realistic, very genuine answer, um, is I don't really from from the reason why it makes it hard to not really know because from the scientific perspective that like as we all know like science doesn't um doesn't it doesn't tell you the truth. It's not a truth finder, you know.
Yeah.
It's a because it's research from like that can get published tomorrow could invalidate a lot of research that we've done already.
Uh,
So because of that, the goalpost is always moving, um, and um, that's what makes it hard to really know where it's going. But an obvious or very easy, um, this may not be a very good spot, but we'll try it out. An obvious or very easy answer would be the integration of AI.
hmm.
So I know that
Yeah.
that's yeah, that's a pretty good like I could almost guarantee, you know,
Mm.
in that direction. And I know a lot of genomics stuff is being
Yeah.
incorporated as well. Um, and this is I'm not sure if this is like I know it's happening now, this other perspective. So that's two. One is AI and two is like genomics, you know, tools and work and stuff being introduced and being used. Um, and the third one is this is more of a half of it is a hope of more, and the other half of it is it's something that's happening now. It's like emerging.
Yeah.
So that is um, the integration of different sciences, different disciplines coming together, like engineering and ecology. Yeah, basically a integration. Um, like seeing cool things. There was a seminar that they had some time ago where they were talking about they commissioned all these different labs, these robotics labs,
Yeah.
to create something to kind of help integrating robotics into like ecological surveying like the stuff and stuff like that. And one of the solutions that someone came up with or one of the teams came up with was like this robot dog. Have you seen like the
Yeah.
Boston
Yeah.
robotics dog?
Uh-huh.
Um, so where it was like a place or like a forest, like some ground or some um like some land. Yeah, I don't know why I'm blanking, but some land where they really wanted people to not really go on. So they only let scientists or like people that
Yeah.
are trying to help preserve that land go on. And one of the interesting things that really stood out to me was that they were using their robotic dog to go in these on these trails or whatever else, and like kind of go and I guess maybe survey something or whatever. But I could really see the integration of AI mixed with this integration of different disciplines, um, and ecology and biology, really coming together to create something really very efficient. You know, so just to get your thoughts on that before I move on to something
Yeah,
else.
so you see it as becoming less of a isolated science, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
It's like making connections with a lot of other fields
yeah,
in the current moment.
yeah, yeah.
No, I agree with that. I think the integration of AI is going to be really big, especially in ecological research, when a lot of times where you have all these samplings, it's a lot of manual labor. So when you incorporate something like AI into that, it can cut down by a lot.
Yeah.
And last summer I was working on a project where we were using AI to automatically identify insects that were stuck on sticky traps. So this is a process that would normally take days.
Yeah.
But now you take a picture
Mm-hmm.
and it's able to draw a box around every little bug.
Yeah.
Tell you what it is.
Nice.
So then that just speeds things up like considerably.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like I have this fantastical idea that I feel like would be obviously is easier said than done. And I'm not sure if even the current science is like if we even have the tools or the understanding to even implement it. But I do have this fantastical idea that I love to think about and use as like my kind of dream to chase after. Um, is this idea of the connect? Like, are you familiar with the? It's not just one project, but it's like there is like this big initiative called like the Connectome
No.
project or initiative or something like that. That may not be the exact words, lingo or name, but something like that. It's a project in where they're trying to map all of the neural circuitry in the brain, starting with like I think we've done it with a a roundworm or some type of worm. We've done it because it has fewer connections.
Yeah.
But the idea is to try to basically hyper simplifying it, but basically, if we could mimic in engine or map the uh, neural connections of let's say like a bird, whatever kind of bird, let's say a blue jay, something like that,
Yeah.
right? Then we could simulate it computer wise, like create a computer bird. So like say like a computer blue jay. Like we mapped it and we like ran through different simulations, and obviously in neuroscience and like also like sensory physiology, there's stimuli that gets put into our network, and then we do it with that information what we will based off of our physiology and blah blah blah. And that's me kind of like just like extrapolating, or at least my understanding of current understanding of how that works. And so I like to imagine like a world where we have like, and this could be like very invasive in terms of like the general population. People will be skeptical of this.
Yeah.
Like when I say it, it'll be like, oh, privacy laws and privacy, blah blah blah. But I imagine like let's say like you have like 10 hectares of land that you want to preserve. Humans aren't able to be there, right? But you have a specific species in which rely on many species, an ecosystem that rely on that land being preserved. But you don't want to introduce any invasive species or invasive pathogens or whatever into it, so you don't really want to go in there. Um, Following that dog model where they had it go in there rather than them going there. I could imagine like a robotic bird, that just like hangs out in that little like that little geo-locked area.
Yeah.
Where it can't like go outside of it, but it basically can like shoot up satellite data and like monitor take samples, monitor different species and whatever else for us, or different other types of animals. It doesn't have to be a bird. It could be like a dog, that has like a little charging station that it kind of just sits on and charges stuff up, and it just like constantly goes out and survey, and then like I like to expand that idea out to like different planets. Like if we can do that, like if we look at the most successful colonizer on the planet in terms of an animal or an organism.
Yeah.
I think if I'm not, obviously correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's ants. I think ants are the most successful kind of like intercontinental organism. Like they can get anywhere.
Yeah.
And they do it very efficiently with the kind of like social structure that resembles a lot like ones and zeros, which is like how our brains and stuff.
Sociality.
Exactly. And so imagine, and this is all, I don't know how you do this, but this is what I like to think about. I get fanciful. It's like shooting a little pod or like a little peel of like nano robots, ants, yes, that like you just shoot it to a planet like Mars or wherever, and it just slowly,
like terraforms.
Not necessarily terraform. That's a big,
grand,
but because we're already in grandiose territory, but you shoot it there and it kind of like just surveys. It walks across the planet, like does what ants do best, which is like travel efficiently and gather data or like, something like that. But like taking these species, and obviously you would have to kind of like map if, whatever semblance of a neural network that ants have, but